UFC Fight Night Tampa finished up a few hours ago, and boy, what a card that was. I mean, scraps and flatline KOs throughout the entire card. Very good quality, up there with card of the year, especially towards the second half. The main card especially was absolutely fantastic. Not to say the prelims were awful, still a lot of very good performances on the prelims as well. We're going to be focusing on the main event, of course, in this video, which was Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley, which was stopped in round 3 due to a doctor stoppage because Colby Covington got cut in the eye. Now, we've seen worse eye injuries that didn't get stopped. For example, they let Orblai fight 3 rounds looking like he had the mumps at UFC 308, but no, the doctor's stopping it because of this. You know, like, it's not exactly a fight stopper. Like, look at the cut, right? She said he was going to lose his eye. He's not going to lose his eyelid from that. It's not exactly that bad of a cut, but it was stopped. I mean, what, 18 seconds before the end of the third round? They should have at least let his corner work on the cut. Really, like, you'll let your corner work on the cut a little bit, and maybe, he probably makes it through, like, to round 4, round 5. The fight was just starting to get a little bit scrappy, a little bit fun. But we're going to be going through the entire fight today, starting off with round number 1. We're going to go through the good, the bad, and, well, the ugly on what happened during this fight. So round 1, good explosive strikes from Buckley to begin with, right? This guy was exploding forward, great jab, great body shots, great just all-round explosive striking. Colby, he was a little bit better on the feet than he was in that Edwards fight. He didn't have the iCarly stance that he was rocking during the Edwards fight, but he was doing all right. He was fighting back a little bit, but it was quite clearly a Buckley round. He was, they did open up the cut in this fight, by the way. So I will be, turning some of these pictures to grayscale because, well, I don't really want to get my channel striked for gore. So some of them will be on, gray for this video. But, pretty good. Good takedown defense on Buckley as well, because Compton was shooting his takedowns. I think he realized midway through the fight that he might have been screwed in there, because Colby's pressure wrestling doesn't really work against a guy like Buckley, who is much bigger than him and is arguably much stronger. So Buckley managed to stuff both his takedowns, couldn't really connect his hands against the fence. He couldn't really shoot double legs that well either. At some point in the fight, he was just hanging on to a single leg. But 10-line Buckley round 1. Clear winner, Joaquin Buckley. Moving into the second round, Colby Covington starts to do a little bit better, but Buckley still dominates him on the feet. I mean, realistically, you can see in that bottom right picture, his eye continues to swell. But Buckley continues to just dominate on the feet, continuing to hit his jabs and do, I think, are they the same pictures? Okay, maybe I'm just bugging. But, like, he continues to move in with his jab, explode forwards with a cross. The same way he was doing against Wonderboy when he knocked him out. When he, like, explodes forwards, he goes, bam, bam, bam. He kept doing that. You could hear him, like, going, oosh, 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 in the microphone, because we can do that now because the quality is improved. I don't know. Anyway, Colby gets a takedown, believe it or not. He connects his hands against the fence. I've got no pictures of this because, well, I can find any. Because who's going to tell her, oh, Colby shot a takedown, let's take a picture of it, But he connects his hands pretty well. He gets a takedown. He does absolutely jack all with it, though. He kind of lies on him. He gets straight into side control as well. Pushed back into half guard, moves back into side control. Buckley's back on his feet, So that was about a minute and a half of good control there by Colby, but still pretty dominant round there from Buckley, if you ask me. So, what have I done? I pressed the wrong bloody button. Right. Jeez. End of round 2, Buckley slightly starts slowing down, so he stops exploding as much as he was earlier on in the fight, but he's still going boom, 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 boom. But it was like slightly slower, and his punches weren't really hitting as well. You get what I mean? He also tries a submission attempt in this round. So I don't quite remember how it happened, but Colby ended up on his back, he manages to, like, move Buckley against the fence. Buckley then grabs his back, and instead of trying to get a rear naked choke in, he tries to do it with a triangle with his legs, which is you don't really see that happening, and it's very difficult. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation before. Most of you probably haven't. But when you're in that situation, you're trying to squeeze with your legs, you can't really get the same squeeze as you would if you're using your arms because your legs are longer than your arms most of the time anyway. So it didn't really work. It was still a submission attempt, but it wasn't a great submission attempt. It was never really going to work, especially against Covington. But it, just kind of adds to the slight dominance of Joaquin Buckley. Moving into round 3, Buckley continues to hit punishing shots on the cut of Colby Covington. So, when someone's got that eyes cut and you see him get hit. And in the Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree fight when Khalil's just got a messed up face, and then Pereira's just doing stiff jab, cross, and you can just see his face progressively getting worse. That was the third round of this fight. And then it starts getting a little bit scrappy. Colby manages to get a takedown. Did he get a takedown or get knocked down? Well, they were on the floor, right? Whether it's by a Colby takedown or whether, Joaquin Buckley just bashes him on the floor. And Colby manages to get on top, right? He's on top and he tries to hold in this position for the rest of the round. Because I think he realizes that, or just, I think he realizes that if he gets up, the referee's going to call time and, we have to do this, 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 and this. And it's pretty stupid. They then separate with 18 seconds left in the fight. Referee calls time, obviously, because he has to, because Colby's eyes are a mess. The doctor then comes in, doesn't clean up the face of Colby Covington or to have a better look at what the cut actually is. She looks at it, she goes, nah, you could lose an eyelid, and calls it off. We've seen much worse than this. I'll show you the Oroblai one again. This wasn't a cut, but this brother can't even see, and he got cleared. You're telling me that guy can see, but this is too much, is it? It's a bad cut, and he was literally leaking everywhere to the point where there is blood on the floor, like Joaquin Buckley's knee. Well, which one is it? This one. If you look at the knee of Joaquin Buckley, I know it's in grayscale, but you can still see the blood. This man was rolling in thick layers of Colby's just blood, right? But come on. It's not that bad of a cut to the point where you go, oh, well, I mean, really, you have to stop the fight. Dana made a good point saying, in a stronger commission, he basically said in Vegas, the fight wouldn't have been stopped. In a stronger commission, they're not stopping the fight. They're going, yeah, you're still good to go. And I think Colby was just really getting started a little bit. I'm not going to say, oh, he would have won. But I think they kind of did rob Buckley of a highlight. And they also robbed us of a fight of the year. Not fight of the year, but card of the year performance. But yeah, there's not really much you can do about it. That was the end of round 3, and then the fight gets stopped. So it was a good win for Joaquin Buckley. I'm losing my voice. But what's next for Joaquin Buckley? Well, he called out these 3 fellas on the screen. Leon Edwards got absolutely no reception at all. Doesn't surprise me at all that he got no reception. He's a very boring fighter. In terms of personalities, doesn't really have that. Colby's a boring fighter, but he sucks up to Trump and then goes yeah, every so often, kind of starts playing this character type thing. And then he also called Brazil a dump one time. He's got that little thing which kind of makes him hated and loved between their certain demographics. Leon doesn't have any of that. He kind of just has one big moment over Kamaru Usman, who's the guy next to him. Kamaru Usman was in the stadium, and the moment that Joaquin Buckley won, he left. He got up out of his seat and left. He didn't want the smoke. He doesn't want the smoke. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Or he's already booked against JDM, which could be possible. And then there's left with Bilal Muhammad. He's not getting a title shot against Bilal Muhammad next. Let's be real here. Unless Bilal beats Shavkat, which I think he probably does beat Shavkat. But he's not getting a title shot against Bilal next. Let's just put it like that. I am making a welterweight matchup video tomorrow. So stick around for that one. But that's it for this video. I've lost my voice almost completely. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.